Hi everyone, I'm Lesley from the Beck, and today's video is all about showing you how to use Microsoft Teams in your classroom. So have you been thinking about maybe making the shift to a more digital classroom to maybe try and be a little bit more environmentally friendly, a little bit more paperless, or maybe wanting to go online so that you can shift your kids into a more digital classroom and support their digital literacy? And maybe with all the different platforms there are out there, you're a bit stuck wondering which is the right platform for me. Well, today's video, I'm going to show you all the wonderful features that I love about Microsoft Teams, all the things that my kids love to use and makes life easier for us. So let's get started.
First up is the chat feature. So Teams comes built with a chat messenger feature, which enables you to be able to privately message every student in your team, so you can chase them up about assignments, remind them of things they need to do, and vice versa, they can ask you questions about things going on in class as well. Teams also has a class meeting function, which in itself has some amazing features on offer. So all students in your team can get together to have a meeting online. Hopefully we're now past the days of this, but you never know when it might come in handy. Next are the channels. So the channels can be found on Teams over on the left-hand side. If you're using this as a school team, you might want to have a channel set up for all the different subjects that teachers teach. So a literacy one, a maths one, a PE one, a Japanese one, for example. When I had year 7s, I found that I only really needed a general channel for the classroom, and I put all the things that the students would need in this general channel. However, having year 4s, I've really found that they actually had some trouble finding things, so I have updated my channels to look like this. So I now have a channel for each of the different subjects. This way the kids can just click on the subject that we're in and they can easily find all the posts and resources of things that I need them to use for that subject, for that day, or for any other day. It's also really handy if you're sharing a class like me to have a teacher-only channel. You can hide this and make the settings private so the kids can't see it, and in it you can put all the files that you need to share for the class between you and the other teacher. Next, the integrated apps that you can put in each of your channels. So if you click on one of your channels, you will notice that there are a number of headings up the top of all the apps that you can use in that channel. The first heading is always posts. So this is like the chat channel, where you can send messages to the whole class, announcements, anything that you post within the Teams will come up in this general channel so that kids can always see it. The next heading is files. This is where you can store all your file sharing of the resources that you want students to be using in lessons. This is what I had from my year 7s. In the general channel, they could go in and find the subject they needed and then find the resources that they needed. Now that I have a different channel for different subjects, I've got my files sorted into Term 1, Term 2, Term 3, and Term 4. From here, you can modify the headings to whatever is useful for you. I've put in a whiteboard app so that I can record things on a whiteboard, such as maths equations, concepts that I've covered in maths, and then I can post them into the files for students to see at a later date. You can add a calendar app where all the important dates for the classroom are stored. Each time you create a new assignment, it goes straight onto the calendar for you. That way students have no excuses for not knowing when something is due. Although I'm sure they'll still find one. I've integrated my Flip account so that when I'm using Flip with my students to do video responses, they can simply access the things that they need through here rather than having to log into their Flip app and do it that way. And lastly, I love that I'm able to integrate my Kahoot account with Teams. So that way, when I want to use a Kahoot, it's straight there in Teams without having to open up a new web page. At the end of the headings, you'll notice a little add sign. If you click on it, it takes you to a page where you are able to upload any app that you want to use in your classroom. There is a plethora of different ones to use. The next feature is the assignments feature. You'll find it over here on the left. The assignments feature enables you to hand out all the assignments to your students digitally, which means you have no more loose pieces of paper lying around the classroom, easily getting lost, and you have no students saying, well, I couldn't do it last night because I didn't bring my assignment sheet home. New assignments are really easy to create, and you have the ability to also attach web links, YouTube videos, rubrics, and anything else that might help the students complete the task. There are also a number of different settings you can play with to do with the due date and uploading things to the calendar. Another great feature of assignments is your ability to create a quiz. You can create a new quiz in the way of Microsoft Forms, which is yet another amazing app integrated with Teams. You have a number of different options in the formats of your questions. So you can do multiple choice questions. You could do questions where the students have to input an answer in the form of a word or a sentence. You could get them to rate things in the way of a 5-star rating or change the icons to something else. And there are also a number of other options, such as giving the students a table where they have to fill out particular elements of a table, or you can get them to rank things with giving them a score from 1 to 10. As part of the assignments, one of my new favourite features is reading progress. This is unique just to Microsoft Teams. One of the assignments you can upload is a reading progress assignment, which gives kids a passage of text that they need to record themselves reading. Once they've done it, it sends this to you, a fully assessed snapshot of exactly how they went. Now, I've made a whole separate video on this reading progress feature alone because it is that amazing. I highly encourage you to go check it out. Another feature I really love is Reflect. Reflect now has its own tab over here on the left-hand side. Reflect is a really great tool for checking in on your students' social emotional well-being, which we know is such a huge part of our job these days. So you are able to set a question for your whole class, such as, overall, how did this week go for you? When the students go to upload their response, they get the option of choosing on a smiley face, which is either on the green spectrum through to the red spectrum. When they click on one, they have the option of choosing an adjective that describes how the week went for them. You might do it on a Friday, and then you get a snapshot of how the kids felt for the week. If you have a student that's constantly putting up red faces, for example, you might go and check in on them and see how they're going. And the last thing I love about Teams is praise. Praise is an awesome function for just recognizing those students who are doing great things in the class. Start a new conversation in one of your channel post section, and down the bottom you will notice that there is a little award sign. If you click on it, you have the option to send a praise to someone. For example, I'm going to send some praise to Jane. I type her name in, click on the kind of praise that it is, and write a little message about what she got the praise for, and then post it to the channel where everyone can see it. It's a great confidence booster.
So that was my video all about Microsoft Teams. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it can be a little bit scary making that shift into a digital platform, but you'll be so thankful for all the amazing features that Microsoft Teams has to offer. And most of all, your kids will absolutely love it too. Let me know how it goes in your classroom, and please leave me some comments down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and click on the little alarm button so that you know when all my new videos are getting released. Thank you so much for watching. Please share with all your teacher friends and have an awesome day.